let's talk about Artemis Fowl, the newest movie to come out on Disney Plus. Directed by Kenneth Branagh, starring Freya Shaw, Colin Farrell, Josh Gad. Before I get into the review, this is my first video with my new BluRay setup. I can finally actually have all of my movies on the shelf at the same time, which is great because that hasn't been a thing for a long time. I actually have enough shelves to really grow the collection. I actually had to put DVDs and video games on the shelf because I ran out of movies to put. I ran out of Blu-rays to put on the shelf. So it's nice now. I can actually buy Blu-rays and not have them like sitting on the floor. So I'm super excited about that. But anyways, back into the video. Artemis Fowl is based off of the book series of the same name that are apparently really good and worthy of a movie adaptation. I've never read the books, but I know a couple people who have, and they said that they were really good. But unfortunately, when I heard this movie was coming out and I saw the trailer, it didn't really look like it was going to amount to anything, and reviews came in and said that it was not going to be that good of a watch. I still went in hoping that it would turn out to be a good movie, but unfortunately this was not as good as it could have been. And it's a real shame because this movie has the potential of being a great movie. It has great people in front of the camera, and it has great people in behind the camera. Kenneth Branagh is a great actor and has directed great movies, and the big name actors in the movie have proved to be really good actors. Being funded by Disney and having an acclaimed book series as the source material. But unfortunately, all of that stuff really doesn't connect. However, I know this movie's been in production for many years and had many missteps. And being a movie based off of a book, it has to shorten a lot of the events to fit into the time frame. And this movie severely suffers from that, because you can really feel that this movie is based off of a book, because there's a lot of moments in the movie, like those impactful moments that are being built up to in a story. In this movie, those impactful moments fall flat and feel empty, because it seems like they took all of the setup to build up to those impactful moments to really feel, to make them meaningful, like straight out of the movie and just straight out of the story, because they had to cut things out. And most of this movie just feels empty. We really don't get any kind of character development on anybody, not even the lead character Artemis Fowl. Everything kind of seems like they just like assumed that you read the source material, so you know why things are and why people act the way that they do. And it's really aggravating because I didn't read the book series, so I just really didn't care about anybody or anything that was going on. And like the third act of this movie really suffers from that, because it's really rushed to kind of just complete this story and wrap it up. The ensemble, if you can call them friends to Artemis Fowl, that was like really rushed and came at the ending, which was really surprising. Like in a movie like this, you would think like the group that helps the lead character would be built up during like the end of the first act or the second act and be like established and developed throughout the rest of the story. But instead, they don't really meet until the end, and they go from foe to friend in a matter of minutes. And I was just like, oh, okay, they're friends now. And that's just how it is. And we don't really understand why that goes on. And it was really annoying that they did that. Josh Gad is a great actor. But he uses this weird accent to like deepen his voice. And he narrates most of this movie. And I just really couldn't get behind that voice. It really annoyed me for most of the film, and it really took me out of it. And there were just little things here and there that just really took you out of the movie. The special effects in this movie sometimes was pretty good and other times was really bad. Some things just like worked. They weren't spectacular, but they looked good enough for a movie like this. And then there's some things that don't even give you the illusion that they could possibly be real. You just are like, yeah, that's not real, that's fake. Really, the only thing that I really enjoyed from this movie was the centaur. I honestly don't even know his name. They probably said his name before. I think his name was Chief or something. Chief of something. He was my favorite part because like he would make a horse sound every time he like cleared his throat or something, and like it actually made me laugh out loud when he did that, and that was literally my favorite part of the entire movie. So that really shows you how empty this movie is, where the side character, who I don't even know his name, was my favorite part. But yeah, that's really all my thoughts on Artemis Fowl. It wasn't really a movie for me. But I went in with the expectations of not really being blown away. I was hoping that it was good. I was hoping that everybody else was wrong about the movie, but it seems like the critics were right and everything else that I've heard about this movie was right. But that's just my opinion. If you guys enjoyed it or have any thoughts on this movie, go down in the comments and let me know, because everybody is allowed to have their own opinion. And if you guys want to let me know what you guys are watching, like the last video, movies, or television shows, I'm always open to suggestions and always curious to see what people are getting into. So just let me know down below. So yeah, that is my review on Artemis Fowl. If I had to, because I really want to start doing like a scaling system, like a rating for these movies. And I'm still trying to come up with what I want to do. But if I'm going to do this, like 1 out of 5 stars, 1 being, I really can't believe that I just watched this movie, that's pretty much what I have to give this movie. If like 2 stars would be like, it wasn't the best, but it was worth watching. Artemis Fowl was not worth watching, unfortunately for me. So I give it the 1 star. Out of the 5. But yes, that is my thoughts on Artemis Fowl. It is streaming on Disney+. Go check it out if you would like to.